everyone, it's Yo Taylor back here at the Style Table on My Style Mondays, and today I'm here with Lene Konstali. She is the head communications for Himal Partners that supports people of Nepal with mental health and creating jobs and businesses. She's also been a social activist for mental health for 20 years, and she's also been published in major newspapers across Norway. So this is so awesome to have her on. She's now the founder and CEO of Story Tell Your Life podcast, and she's going to tell us how she got involved, why she's an activist, and how she helps people. Lene, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Yolanda.
Tell me what led you to start Story Tell Your Life.
Yeah, I just started this year actually, but it has been a long process. I was thinking, what will I do when I stop working for Himal Partner? And I was starting to think about creating an own business because I have been, like you told, a storyteller my whole career. And I have met so many people, and the glory is that everyone has a story. But a lot of people tell me, no, I don't have a story. It's not interesting. And I also told myself that in so many years that, oh yeah, I'm a storyteller. It's my story. No. Nobody will listen to that. That's totally not interesting. My mission, my goal in life is to tell other people's story. That is my internal flame and burn, yeah, so, and that after several processes, I just discovered that the actual reason why I became a storyteller is that I had troubles telling my own story. Because I have a background with a lot of mental health struggles, and I have been treated for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me not able to tell about it because it was hard to find the right words because people don't understand. And then because I didn't find the language and because people didn't understand, I just couldn't make it. And then I just felt like it was like a very specific need. I need to tell people story. That created inside of me. And I was young. I was a young mom, and I had baby number 2, and I just felt useless because I couldn't get this ordinary job because of my health.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was going to a really wise woman. She was 19 years old and she was psychologue. And it was actually, we had the same doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, there is a lady, she's one of the best psychologues in the country. And she's lonely. She's sitting in a wheelchair and she needs something to do. And I just asked her if she wants you to come to her and she can treat you because she's really the best. So it was like winning the lottery to get her, because it was just good luck. And then I went to her, and then she was the first therapist that saw my strengths. All the other therapists saw my weaknesses. And
Wow.
And then she said, okay, what do you want to do to get out to work? And I said, I like to write. And she said, okay, you go out there and write. And I said, no. First, I have to do this and that and that. And maybe when I'm 40 years old, I can start writing. Not now. I need to get a proper job first. And she just, no, because you're a writer, you're a storyteller, go out there and tell stories and you will get out to job. And she was 100% right. If it wasn't for her, I don't know where I have been today, actually, because she.
So many people, young people, when you're young like that, you've got some things that you're battling, you're young, and then you have someone tell you, "Oh, well, you should see this 90-year-old lady in a wheelchair. You know, she can help you. She's the best." You had to have some things going through your mind, like, what could a 90-year-old
Yeah,
woman tell me when I'm this young mother with kids and I've got all this stuff going on and she's old in a wheelchair, what
yeah.
does she know? So when we're young, we're kind of, we think we know some things, but we don't know everything like we think we know.
No.
So that must have been kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And what is also interesting is that she also had a really interesting story, because the reason why she was in a wheelchair was that she had polio as a child,
Oh, wow.
and Bodil was her name, and she was like one of the first women who was a psychologist at all, and she later became a professor. And she was like a pioneer in Norwegian society to treat human beings good. Norway was actually not a good country for mental health patients. We were actually doing a lot of mean things to the patients at that. Yeah, only in the 70s and the 80s it was a lot of bad things that happened in the hospitals, and she was like a voice for the people that had mental health conditions, that this is so wrong, we need to treat them good. They are not like that because they are cuckoo, they are that because they have a lot of pain inside them. And why do we create a lot of pain in these hospitals when they come to us with pain? So that was actually her voice. And the reason why she was in a wheelchair is that when she was a child, she had polio. And it was before the polio vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so she was paralyzed because of that disease. So she had been through a lot of things in life herself.
Yeah.
Um, and she was also like, as a young girl, she married a man that was actually divorced, and he had kids from earlier marriage. And by
Mm-hmm.
that time, that was a shame, you know.
Oh, yeah. Back
Oh,
then, yeah.
back then it was not a good thing. So she had actually a lot of experiences that could help me. She was not only a wise woman according to her education, she was also a wise woman according to all the experiences she had in life.
Yeah, our life experiences are very good teachers. And that's great that you learned from her. And that's why being over 50, when you're talking to young people have to understand that, we did a lot of that ourselves. We
Yeah.
went through a lot of the fire, and we're not just lecturing you, we're just telling you, don't go through the fire like we did. We're trying to help you
Mm.
walk around the fire or put on some fire retardant clothing to get through the fire safely so you don't get burned the way we did or you suffer the way we did
We sure do.
throughout
Yeah.
life. And so, and you tell people stories, and your story is that you were suffering and then you got help, and it's okay to get help, and it's okay to talk about the fact that you need help. There's nothing bad sharing your story because you're helping other people. There are
Mm.
still lots of people that hide in the shadows because they don't want to tell that story. My husband is really just now telling his story, and he's 65
Mm.
of some pain that happened into his life. He's just now sharing it. I watched him share it at an event just last week, and people were very moved, and there were other people in his age group who were in the audience who said, I feel like I might be able to share my story now. So you helping people story tell their life experience it is freeing, don't you think? When you don't live with that shadow because you've brought the light in. Um,
Yeah,
you've shined a light on it, so now you don't have to feel like you're hiding something when you talk to people.
yeah. And what it's important that um, we all think that, oh, my story is so special that it's not like anyone else's story. But actually, human beings are groups of people, and we are like herd animals. So, and what we actually underestimate is that our problems is also connected to a flock, a herd. You know, so that is why peer support groups are so effective.
Hmm. Right. It's therapeutic. Yes.
It's therapeutic. And what if you put it in Norwegian context?
Hmm.
Uh, the reason why I went out to the media, the reason why I'm like a mental health activist is that even though we are a welfare state, it's like mental health is treated like um, the stepbrother, or like the less important thing. So it hasn't been enough resources in it. So if we just start more like story sharing and telling things, then we will like make mental health more like um everyday thing. What, not so serious all the time. I want it to be like more natural part of life and not so serious all the time. That is the reason why I started.
That's perfect because mental health and telling your story and taking care of your mental health, mental self-care. So
Mm.
that's why we all think that our story, like I thought, I've heard some stories of some struggles and I've had my share, but I like you, I did not think that they were that important or they were terrible enough, because you hear,
Mm.
but
Mm.
not thinking that the things that I went through, there are a lot of other people who have. And like you said, it doesn't always require intense therapy. It may just require talking to someone else or listening to a story from someone else who went through it. Share your story, you help others.
Mm.
So she's also going to talk to me about her style. Your style, I know you told me that you like color.
Yeah.
So tell me how do you feel like wearing color affects your mood or does it also affect the mood of the people you work with?
Yeah, I think a lot of people say that my clothes maybe describes me as a person. But what is really interesting is that I have like been treating for severe depressions in my life, and I have sometimes been out of work, like I told you. And what is really interesting by that period is that then I just dress black clothes. It's and I'm not aware of it. And when I'm happy, I'm wearing colors. So and I don't know when I didn't know. I know now, but I didn't know then. Uh, and I just suddenly just looked at the pictures. Oh, that was a bad time. Oh, look at the clothes. I was, oh, it was all the bad times was only black, and I was
Mhm.
like pale in the skin and no makeup, and and I was like, wow. And then I just started. Okay, it might seem like like a silly thing, but I just thought, okay, no matter how bad I feel, if I wake up in the morning and I hardly get out of bed, I will take the colors on and I will go and take some makeup on. I will show, yeah, I will do everything I can to look good because then I feel better,
That's
actually.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
And
right.
it's not, I just, inside of me, it feels like awkward to say it because I grew up with this, oh, the beauty comes from the inside. And it really does. Yeah, it comes from the inside. But I think that just uh, to take care of yourself, and yeah, doing the best of yourself. I think that is a good thing, and it yeah. And when I started this, it actually helped a little. It made the bad days a bit. Yeah, it was one of the things. I have like a lot of things that helps me, but that is one of them.
So it's a part
Yeah,
so you're saying you use your clothing as a part of your it's a tool in your toolbox to
yeah,
help you uh with your self-care and your mental health, because like you said, if you look good, you feel good. If you dress up and wear bright colors, it uplifts your day.
yeah.
So
And
that
I wanted to like express this on my Patreon also, because I have made a Patreon page to my storytelling business. Because I want people to get to me and I can write their stories. I can tell more about it later. And I wanted to express the colors there too, so I have made it really colorful because I like colors. And I want to be, that's part of my, it's a part of my
philosophy, it's a part of your
philosophy.
philosophy, it's your
It's a
value
part of my,
system. It's what
yeah,
you want to get across to
yeah,
the world, that life can be good, it can be beautiful, it can be happy, and there is peace and love on the horizon. You just have
yeah.
to go. You have to set yourself up by sharing your story to move in that
Mhm.
right direction.
Yeah. So, and it, like I told you, and I'm going to tell it now. When I was 38 years old in 2018, I suddenly had some weight issues. It just came, and it was like a lightning boom. Yes. And it was, I just raised up. I don't know, like we have like different measurements in Norway and in English country, so I use kilos. So
Yeah,
I was 10 kilos up just
yeah,
without doing anything different. I was
right.
like, I will say I ate normally healthy. I was a normally healthy
Mm,
woman. I'm not like super healthy or not like super unhealthy, but in the middle. And I was like normally exercising, walking in the forests, and I hadn't had struggles like that. And suddenly, maybe because of like the menopause and so on, it just came,
mhm,
and
mhm.
it may be a problem, because then I realized, okay, the clothing is actually one of the tools in my toolbox to make me feel better. And then I felt awful, because I used to wear dresses for slim women and it didn't fit me anymore.
Right.
So then I put on clothes just to hide.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then I tried to, okay, I'm just a little time now, I have to go down in my weight. And then I just find something that I just wear for wearing. And I didn't focus on what I liked or not. It was just, yeah. But then I was never back to my old body. And I thought, like, okay, I really miss when I could just find the colorful dresses, and that really lighted up my day. And then I saw like there was a women's clothing magazine who focused on different bodies, and it was the skinny and the big, and. And then I saw like a woman, she had like a very body that was very similar to mine, and she was having lots of dresses, and I just felt, oh, now I know how to wear,
Yes.
because I got informed.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got informed, because when they only use skinny models, you don't give information to the big women what to wear. You just give them information what to not wear. so, so it's actually very bad marketing, you know? It's like if you will marketing chocolate to those who don't eat chocolate. Don't marketing skinny women to women that are not skinny. So I and then I just, okay, now I'm informed. Now I know what kind of clothes I have to change to, because the old clothes doesn't fit me anymore and it doesn't look good. I can't use them. And then I just learned to wear, yeah, how to be big and still wear dresses I like, you know?
How to look. You understand that I can look good at any size, and I can wear things that I like that are pleasing to me, that
Mm,
fit my mindset. It fits my image. It fits what makes me happy, but it comes
mm,
in my size, and that's
yeah.
essentially what you learn. And so I would say in the late 90s, and people mid to late 90s, there started the body inclusivity movement started. um, and so in that case, which was great because they showed it was okay.
Mm,
It's okay to it doesn't matter what your size, you can look good at any size.
mm,
And so clothing designers started coming out and making clothes for all sizes. But you also had designers who specifically design for women who are average size to plus size, which is
mm,
fantastic because
mm,
when menopause hits, that perimenopausal thing hits, the average woman gains 10 to 20 pounds. And if your weight goes up and down, can go up as high as 20 pounds. I know my weight went up 30
mm,
pounds out
mm,
of nowhere. You're 1 minute you're running around doing something, and the next minute you look down, baby Yolanda's like, "Hey, girl,"
mm.
and you're like, "Where did that come from?" So
Okay.
I'm not pregnant.
Mhm.
It just looks that way out of nowhere. And so
Mm,
it's a funny thing that women, man, we go through some stuff, and so that's a story in itself that
yeah.
women can talk about. So when you think you don't have a story to tell, just the frustration, I started telling my story through blogs. I started my business through telling stories, actually,
Yeah.
sharing my story about my journey of not being able to wear my clothes because I gained so much weight. And like you said, you don't do anything. You're still doing the same thing you're doing. It's just your body betrays you and decides to do something else. I share my journey of how I adjusted to it. And now I'm going to live my life. If I want to eat bread, I'm going to eat the bread. If I
Mm,
gain 10
mm,
pounds over a weekend because I decided to eat, or if I'm on vacation and I
mm,
gain 20, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to take my time. And if the weight comes off, it comes off. If it doesn't, I tell women to shop according to your current weight
mm.
because your weight will fluctuate.
Yeah.
So if you have some clothes within a reasonable range, you can feel
Mm,
confident that there's
mm,
something in your closet that you can wear that you feel good in.
mm,
And on that note, you guys, Lene is going to tell us how to get in contact with her. She's going to put her information in the comments. And you guys, she has a special offer for all of the viewers. Whenever you watch this show, there is a special offer for you to sign up so you can storytell your life.
yeah, because I have been a storyteller my whole grown up life, and I want to tell your story in an artistic way. So I have made a Patreon with all the storytelling concepts I have. So please feel free to visit it, and I will give you an at the style table discount.
Awesome. Well, you guys, that is all. We will see you next time on My Style Mondays, every Monday at 7 p.m. right here on At the Style Table LLC on Facebook and YouTube. Please follow, like, and subscribe to my channels and social media. I always appreciate the support. Bye, you guys.